What if one quiet update on the royal family's official website has sparked one of the biggest royal debates of the year? And why are thousands of royal fans convinced it sends a powerful message about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's future relationship with the monarchy? Over the past few days, royal watchers have been closely examining changes to the official royal family website, with many online commentators claiming the updates signal a further distancing of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from the institution they left behind. While the palace has not publicly described the changes as a personal rebuke, the timing has fueled widespread speculation across social media and royal news platforms. Supporters of Harry and Meghan argue that website updates are administrative decisions that shouldn't be interpreted as hidden messages. Critics, however, believe the changes reflect the reality that the Sussexes are no longer working members of the royal family and that the monarchy is continuing to focus on its current public role. So what actually changed? Why has the website become the center of another royal controversy? And what do these updates reveal about the evolving relationship between King Charles, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle? In today's video, we'll examine the latest developments, separate verified facts from online speculation, and explore why one digital update has created such an enormous reaction among royal fans worldwide. Just when many believed the tension between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the royal family had finally settled into a new normal, one unexpected development sent royal watchers into a frenzy. It wasn't a television interview. It wasn't a new memoir. And it wasn't another courtroom battle. Instead, the spotlight turned toward something far less dramatic, but potentially just as symbolic. The royal family's official website. Within hours of royal fans noticing updates to sections of the website, social media exploded with claims that King Charles had delivered his clearest message yet regarding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's place within the monarchy. Some online posts went even further, describing the update as a final chapter in the Sussexes' royal story. But was that really what happened? According to royal commentators, the answer is far more complicated than many viral headlines suggested. Supporters of Harry and Meghan quickly argued that official websites are updated regularly to reflect administrative changes, current working roles, and institutional priorities. From their perspective, reading hidden messages into routine website edits was simply another example of online speculation running ahead of verified facts. Critics saw the situation differently. They argued that official royal websites represent the public face of the monarchy. Every photograph, every biography, every position on the page, every update can carry symbolic significance. Because of that, many commentators believed the latest changes deserved close attention. As screenshots of the updated pages spread online, millions of royal fans began comparing old versions with new ones. Videos analyzing every detail quickly appeared across YouTube. Social media platforms filled with theories. Some users claimed the updates reflected the reality that Harry and Meghan had permanently moved beyond their roles as senior working royals. Others insisted people were exaggerating completely ordinary website maintenance. That disagreement quickly divided the royal community. Meanwhile, another important point entered the discussion. Prince Harry and Meghan officially stepped back from royal duties several years ago. Since then, they have established their own lives in California, launched independent business ventures, produced documentaries, released books, and pursued charitable work outside the structure of the monarchy. Because of those changes, many royal analysts argue it is natural for the official website to focus primarily on working members of the royal family carrying out public duties on behalf of the crown. Supporters believe that explanation is entirely reasonable. Critics, however, viewed the timing of the updates as especially significant. According to several royal commentators, every official change involving Harry and Meghan inevitably attracts enormous attention because public interest in the Sussexes remains exceptionally high. Even relatively small adjustments quickly become international news. That pattern has repeated itself countless times. A family photograph changes. A biography is updated. A public schedule is revised. And suddenly millions of people begin debating what those decisions might really mean. Royal experts frequently caution against reading too much into routine administrative updates. However, they also acknowledge that official royal communications often carry symbolic importance, particularly because the palace rarely comments extensively on private family relationships. That silence leaves room for interpretation. As public discussion intensified, another question quickly emerged. Was this simply a technical website update, or a reflection of the monarchy's long-term direction? Supporters of King Charles argued the website should accurately represent today's working royal family. They believe the institution must focus on members currently carrying out official engagements, rather than those who stepped away from royal responsibilities. Supporters of Harry and Meghan responded that the couple will always remain part of the royal family regardless of website layouts or institutional changes. According to them, digital updates cannot erase family relationships. That perspective resonated with many viewers. After all, Harry remains the king's son. Archie and Lilibet remain the king's grandchildren. No website update can change those family connections. Even so, the symbolism continued dominating headlines. Royal commentators pointed out that modern monarchies increasingly communicate through digital platforms. Official websites now serve as one of the primary ways millions of people around the world understand the structure of the royal family. That makes every visible change more significant than it might have been 20 years ago. As reactions continued pouring in, one thing became obvious. The debate was no longer simply about a web page. It had become another chapter in the much larger conversation surrounding Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their evolving relationship with the institution they once represented. And according to many royal watchers, the biggest questions were still ahead. Because in the next chapter, we'll examine why this website update generated such intense reactions, and whether it truly signals a lasting shift in how the monarchy presents Prince Harry and Meghan to the world. As screenshots of the updated royal family website continued circulating online, the discussion quickly moved beyond what had changed. Instead, people started asking a much bigger question. What message does the monarchy want to send? According to many royal commentators, the official royal family website is more than just an information page. It represents the public face of the institution. Millions of people around the world visit it every year to understand who performs official duties, which members represent the crown, and how the modern monarchy presents itself. Because of that, even relatively small updates often receive enormous attention. Supporters of King Charles argue there is nothing unusual about the latest revisions. They point out that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back as senior working royals in 2020 and have since built independent lives in the United States. From their perspective, it makes sense for the official website to place greater emphasis on members currently carrying out royal engagements on behalf of the king. Critics of that view acknowledge the administrative explanation. However, they argue symbolism matters just as much as practical administration. According to several royal analysts, every photograph, biography, and page layout reflects how the monarchy chooses to present itself to the public. That is why so many people immediately began debating the meaning behind the latest updates. Some royal fans interpreted the changes as confirmation that the institution has fully embraced a smaller, working monarchy focused on King Charles, Queen Camilla, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and other active members of the family. Others argued that the updates simply reflected existing reality. After all, Harry and Meghan have repeatedly stated they are pursuing independent careers outside the traditional royal structure. In that sense, many observers believe the website now mirrors the practical arrangement already in place for several years. Still, public curiosity refused to slow down. Videos analyzing every section of the website quickly accumulated hundreds of thousands of views. Social media users compared archived screenshots with the latest version. Commentators debated whether every adjustment carried hidden meaning, or whether people were reading far too much into routine administrative edits. That disagreement has become increasingly common in modern royal coverage. Because Buckingham Palace rarely comments directly on family relationships, many royal watchers search for clues elsewhere. Official photographs, public seating arrangements, family appearances, website updates. Every detail becomes part of the conversation. According to media analysts, this happens because the royal family communicates differently from celebrities or politicians. Silence often creates more speculation than public statements. As a result, even ordinary institutional updates can become international headlines. Supporters of Harry and Meghan argue this constant interpretation creates unrealistic narratives. They believe not every website revision should be viewed as a personal statement from King Charles. Institutional websites evolve over time. Staff update biographies. Designs change. Content is reorganized. Those processes happen regularly across governments, charities, and major organizations. Critics respond that the royal family is unlike any ordinary institution. Its symbolism carries enormous historical importance. Because of that, they argue every official communication deserves careful attention. Neither perspective has completely settled the debate. Meanwhile, another important issue entered the discussion. Prince Harry remains the king's youngest son. No website update changes that family relationship. Regardless of institutional roles, the personal connection between father and son continues attracting worldwide attention. Many royal commentators believe that distinction is essential. There is a difference between official responsibilities and private family relationships. The official website primarily reflects constitutional roles. It cannot fully explain personal relationships that exist behind palace walls. Only the family themselves know what conversations continue taking place privately. Everything else remains interpretation. That reality has led many royal experts to urge caution. They remind audiences that while website changes can reflect institutional priorities, they should not automatically be interpreted as proof of personal feelings or private family decisions. Even so, the emotional reaction from royal fans has been impossible to ignore. Some viewed the updates as a natural evolution of a modern monarchy. Others saw them as another visible reminder of how dramatically Harry and Meghan's relationship with the institution has changed. Whatever interpretation people choose, one fact remains clear. The royal family's website has once again become far more than a digital platform. It has become another symbol in one of the most closely watched family stories in the world. And according to many royal observers, the biggest question is no longer what changed online. It's whether those institutional changes reflect a permanent new chapter, or whether the door to future reconciliation remains quietly open. As the online debate continued growing, another question slowly began replacing all the others. It was no longer just about the royal family's website. It became about what the future of the monarchy actually looks like. According to many royal commentators, King Charles has spent the past several years emphasizing a more focused and streamlined monarchy. Rather than expanding the number of public-facing royals, analysts believe the king's approach has centered on highlighting those who actively carry out official duties on behalf of the crown. Supporters argue that the recent website updates fit naturally within that long-term strategy. From their perspective, the official website should primarily showcase the working members of the royal family who regularly represent the monarchy at public engagements. Critics, however, believe the symbolism extends much further. According to several royal analysts, Whenever Prince Harry and Meghan appear less prominently on official platforms, many people interpret it as another sign that the institutional relationship has continued evolving since their departure from royal duties. Whether that interpretation is correct remains a matter of opinion. The palace itself has not publicly described the website changes as a personal statement about Harry or Meghan. Even so, public discussion continued intensifying. Royal fans began comparing today's royal family with previous generations. Some pointed out that monarchies naturally evolve. Every king, every queen, eventually reshapes how the institution presents itself to the public. According to historians, those changes often reflect practical realities rather than personal disagreements. King Charles inherited a monarchy facing enormous public expectations. A changing media landscape, new financial pressures, and growing demands for transparency. Many observers believe those factors have encouraged a more streamlined approach to royal representation. Supporters say this helps the monarchy remain efficient and focused. Critics worry that emphasizing a smaller group of working royals may unintentionally reinforce the public perception that Prince Harry and Meghan now exist almost entirely outside the institution. That perception has become one of the biggest talking points following the website updates. Meanwhile, another emotional issue quietly resurfaced. Family. Regardless of constitutional roles, Prince Harry remains King Charles's son. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet remain the king's grandchildren. No digital redesign. No updated biography. No revised web page can alter those personal relationships. Many royal commentators believe that's an important distinction audiences should remember. Institutional decisions and family relationships are not necessarily the same thing. The official website explains royal roles. It does not explain private conversations. It does not reveal personal feelings. And it certainly cannot tell the public whether reconciliation remains possible. Only the people inside the royal family know those answers. Still, speculation continues. Some royal watchers believe the website changes represent the closing of one chapter. Others believe they simply reflect the practical reality that Harry and Meghan chose independent lives several years ago. Neither interpretation can be confirmed simply by looking at one website. As social media debates intensified, another interesting pattern emerged. Many viewers admitted they weren't actually discussing the website anymore. Instead, they were debating the future relationship between Harry and the monarchy. Could Harry one day return for more official family events? Will Archie and Lilibet build closer relationships with their royal relatives? Could years of tension eventually give way to private reconciliation? Royal analysts remain deeply divided. Some believe healing remains possible because family relationships often change over time. Others argue that years of public disagreements, interviews, documentaries, and legal disputes have created wounds that cannot be repaired easily. Only time will reveal which view proves closer to reality. Perhaps that's why this story has attracted such enormous attention. It isn't really about website design. It's about what people believe the changes symbolize. Hope, distance, change, or acceptance of a new royal reality. Angela Levin, Dickie Arbiter, and many other royal commentators have repeatedly emphasized that public appearances tell only part of the story. Behind every official announcement, behind every website update, behind every carefully worded palace statement, there remains a private family whose conversations largely remain hidden from public view. That mystery keeps audiences watching. Because every update, every photograph, every official event becomes another clue people try to interpret. Whether those interpretations ultimately prove accurate is another question entirely. But one thing has become impossible to ignore. The discussion surrounding Harry and Meghan has moved far beyond their decision to step back from royal duties. Today, every institutional change is viewed through the lens of their relationship with the monarchy. And according to many royal watchers, that conversation is far from over. Because in the final chapter, we'll examine whether this latest controversy truly marks the end of one royal era, or whether future reconciliation could still rewrite the story in ways nobody expects. As the debate over the royal family website continued, one question refused to disappear. Has the monarchy officially moved on from Harry and Meghan as working royals, or is this simply the next stage in an already established arrangement? According to many royal commentators, that's the real issue behind the headlines. For years, King Charles has spoken about the idea of a more focused monarchy. Rather than expanding official responsibilities across a large number of family members, many analysts believe the king's long-term vision has been centered on a smaller group of working royals representing the crown. Supporters argue the recent website changes fit perfectly within that strategy. From their perspective, the official website should accurately reflect those who currently carry out engagements on behalf of the monarch. Prince William, Princess Catherine, Queen Camilla, Princess Anne, and the other senior working royals. They believe this is an institutional decision, not a personal one. Critics, however, see something more symbolic. According to several royal observers, the reduced prominence of Harry and Meghan reinforces the reality that the Sussexes have built an independent life far outside the traditional royal structure. While they remain members of the family by birth and marriage, critics argue their public role within the institution has fundamentally changed. That interpretation quickly spread across social media. Some viewers described the website update as the final chapter. Others strongly disagreed. They argued that websites can change overnight. Families cannot. Because regardless of digital updates, Prince Harry remains King Charles's youngest son. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet remain grandchildren of the king. Those relationships exist independently of official biographies or web page layouts. Royal analysts repeatedly stress that distinction. The institution and the family are connected, but they are not identical. An official website explains constitutional roles. It cannot explain private conversations between a father and his son. It cannot reveal whether reconciliation has become more likely or less. Only those directly involved know what happens behind closed doors. Meanwhile, another interesting trend began emerging. Many royal fans admitted they weren't actually surprised by the changes. Instead, they viewed them as confirmation of something that had already become obvious over the past several years. Harry and Meghan have built successful lives outside Britain. They've launched charitable initiatives, produced documentaries, signed commercial partnerships, published books, appeared at international events. Their public identity today looks very different from the one they had while representing the crown. Supporters argue that transformation reflects independence. Critics believe it reflects separation. Again, two completely different interpretations. As the discussion continued, attention shifted toward Prince William. Many royal commentators believe William has increasingly become the public face of the monarchy's future. His responsibilities continue expanding. His public engagements continue increasing. And many analysts see him as central to King Charles's long-term vision for the institution. According to supporters of the streamlined monarchy, that transition naturally requires greater emphasis on those preparing to carry the crown into the next generation. Others caution against interpreting that shift as a rejection of Harry. They argue institutional planning and family relationships should not automatically be treated as the same thing. That distinction matters because history has shown that royal families often experience periods of tension followed by reconciliation. Some disagreements fade. Others continue for decades. No commentator can accurately predict which path this family will follow. Still, one thing has become impossible to ignore. Every official change, every photograph, every website update, every palace announcement now becomes part of a much larger conversation about Harry and Meghan's relationship with the monarchy. Perhaps that's why such a seemingly ordinary website update generated worldwide headlines. It wasn't really about web design. It wasn't about formatting. It wasn't even about biographies. It became a symbol. A symbol that different people interpreted in very different ways. Some saw acceptance. Some saw closure. Some saw opportunity. Others saw distance. Only time will reveal which interpretation proves closest to reality. Because according to many royal watchers, the biggest story has never been the website itself. The biggest story has always been whether the relationship between King Charles and Prince Harry can eventually move beyond years of public disagreement. And in the final chapter, we'll explore why many experts believe the next few years, not the next few weeks, could ultimately determine how history remembers this extraordinary chapter in modern royal history. After days of debate, endless social media discussions, and countless royal commentaries, one thing has become clear. This story has never really been about a website. It's about what the website represents. According to many royal commentators, the recent updates have become symbolic of a monarchy that continues adapting to a new era under King Charles. Supporters of the king argue the institution has a responsibility to present a clear picture of who currently carries out official royal duties. From that perspective, emphasizing working members of the royal family is simply good governance. It reflects reality rather than personal feelings. Critics, however, believe symbolism matters. They argue that every official change, no matter how small, sends a message to the public. Whether intentional or not, people naturally search for meaning behind every royal decision. That is exactly what happened here. As screenshots circulated online, millions of royal fans reached different conclusions. Some believe the website update marked the final confirmation that Harry and Meghan now stand completely outside the institution they once represented. Others insisted nothing fundamental had changed. After all, Harry and Meghan stepped back from senior royal duties years ago. The website, they argue, is merely catching up with a reality that has existed for quite some time. Meanwhile, another important distinction continues being emphasized by royal analysts. The monarchy and the family are not always the same thing. Institutionally, Harry no longer performs official duties on behalf of the crown. Personally, he remains King Charles's son. That family relationship exists regardless of official titles, public roles, or website layouts. Many commentators believe people sometimes blur those two realities together. A constitutional decision isn't necessarily a personal rejection. Likewise, a family relationship doesn't automatically determine institutional responsibilities. Understanding that difference helps explain why opinions remain so divided. Supporters of Harry and Meghan continue believing reconciliation remains possible. They point out that families often experience periods of conflict before eventually rebuilding trust. History has shown that even royal relationships can evolve over time. Critics remain more skeptical. They argue that years of interviews, documentaries, memoirs, legal disputes, and public disagreements have fundamentally changed the relationship between Harry and the institution. Whether those divisions can truly be repaired remains unknown. Only the people directly involved know what conversations continue taking place privately. King Charles has consistently avoided discussing personal family matters in public. Prince Harry has also become noticeably more selective about speaking publicly regarding family relationships. That silence has allowed speculation to flourish. Every palace statement, Every public appearance, every family photograph, every official announcement becomes another clue that royal watchers attempt to interpret. According to many analysts, that's unlikely to change anytime soon. The public fascination surrounding Harry and Meghan remains enormous. Every future visit to Britain, every appearance alongside members of the royal family, every official event will almost certainly generate worldwide headlines. Perhaps that's why this website update attracted so much attention. It wasn't simply viewed as a technical revision. It became another chapter in a story that millions of people have followed for years. A story about duty, family, tradition, change, and the difficult balance between personal relationships and constitutional responsibilities. Whatever happens next, one thing appears certain. King Charles will continue shaping the monarchy according to his vision. Prince William will continue preparing for the future responsibilities that await him. Harry and Meghan will continue building their independent lives in California. And royal fans around the world will continue watching every new development. Whether this latest update represents the closing of one chapter or merely another step in an evolving relationship remains impossible to know today. Only time will reveal whether future headlines focus on continued distance or long-awaited reconciliation. Until then, the debate surrounding Harry, Meghan, and their place within the royal family is far from over. Now it's your turn. What do you think about the recent updates to the royal family's official website? Do you believe they simply reflect the current structure of the working monarchy? Or do you think many people are reading too much into routine administrative changes? And perhaps the biggest question of all, do you believe Prince Harry and King Charles will eventually rebuild their relationship? Or has the royal family entered a completely new chapter that is unlikely to change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this royal deep dive, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on King Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the biggest royal stories making headlines around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.